Hey, Susie. It's me again, your annoying twin sister. Hey, Beth. It was so lovely seeing you the other day. Every time we see each other, it brings a smile to my face. Mine too, Beth. How's the family? They're good. Well, Tim is getting obsessed with DIY. He wants to build us one of those eco-homes. You know, solar panels, recycled wood, etc., etc. He's always been a bit of a hippie, Tim. And what about Jake? He's loving his time at college? He is having the best time. Taking to life on the East Coast. He misses his Aunt Susie. That's such good news, Beth. I can't wait to hear all about it. Have you heard anything from Mom? The doctors are saying the cancer is getting worse. She's a fighter. Whenever I ask, she just tells me she'll live. That she feels as good as gold. She is such a fighter. So, Susie? Yes? About that $40K we owe you. Oh, Beth, I told you not to worry about paying me back for that just now. I know, that's so generous of you, Susie. I actually have another favor to ask you. What is it? Well, the sale of the house has been delayed. Again? The new buyers are waiting on their loan to be accepted by the bank. What's the holdup? They don't know. But it might be another 4 months before the sale of our house can go through. The market these days. Anyway, Tim has this fantastic plot of land he wants to build our new house on. Oh, Susie, you should see it. It's next to a lake. A lake! I would love to see it. You must send me some photographs. The only problem is that we need to pay for the plot now. And I mean now. Now? In the next 24 hours, yeah. Or else the proprietor who owns the land will sell it to a company. This company wants to build a shopping mall on the land. The world doesn't need another shopping mall. Exactly. Oh, Susie, if we don't get this land, we might be homeless. How much do you need? $60K. $60K? That's a lot of money, Beth. We're all feeling the crunch at the moment. I totally understand if you can't, Susie. We would ask the bank for another loan, but ever since Tim got laid off, no bank will give us the time of day. I understand. Once the sale of the house goes through, you'll be paid back in full. $100K straight away, I promise. Okay. Okay? I'll lend you the money. You will? I can't describe to you how grateful we are. You've saved us again, Susie. You're the best sister in the world. You can say that again. Anything for you, Beth. You know how much I love you and your family. I'm so excited for you to see the plans for the new house. I am too. Hi, Susie. How are you holding up? Not good. You? Terrible. I can't believe our mom is dead. I still can't get my head around it. She was doing so well only last week. Then suddenly, she was still so young. Why did this have to happen now? I mean, there's never a good time for your mom to die. I know, but right now? Jake is beside himself. He's talking about dropping out of college. He is? He said he wants to be close to home to help me grieve. You know how close he was to his grandmother, too. She loved him. She always said he was the son she never had. She never minced her words, our mother. Never. That's what I loved about her. When is the reading of the will? The day after the funeral? Are you kidding me? I could only get the day of the funeral off work. I can try and move it until the weekend if you prefer. No, I don't think I want to be there for it anyway. I hate all that legal stuff. And I hate the thought of all our mother's possessions being palmed off to us according to how sentimentally attached each of us was to them. They're only things at the end of the day. She's not coming back. I completely understand. If a family member didn't need to be present, I wouldn't go either. I'll let you know all about it as soon as it's been read to me. Thank you, Beth. Let's just take things one step at a time. The funeral is going to be so hard. You can say that again. We'll give her the send-off she deserves. We need to be strong for Jake. He needs to go back to college. I know. I told him as much already. There's no way he's staying here. It'll take Tim months to build the new house. So we'll be living out of a motel anyway. No place for a 19-year-old boy. I'll see you at the funeral, Beth. Take care of yourself until then. You too, Susie. I love you. Hey, Beth. Hey, Susie. Yesterday was rough. The roughest. It was a beautiful funeral, though. It was. So? The reading of the will? Oh, I'm sorry, Susie. I've been in a daze since the funeral. I totally understand. Me too. Is Jake okay? He's strong, like his grandmother. Defiant. But I know he's crumbling inside. I thought I would have heard from you by now. About the will? Yes, you said you'd phone me straight away after it was read. I did? Yeah. This whole day has been a mess. How come? I don't know how people do this. Do what? Cope. Pick themselves up and go again. Of course, but they do. It's hard, but we have to. Beth, the will? I thought you said you didn't care about all this legal stuff. About things. Why are you so desperate to hear about the will? I don't know. Because it concerns my dead mother, I suppose. You're acting strangely, Beth. I am? Yeah. I didn't get a call. Nothing. I'm grieving, Susie. And I'm taking care of a grieving son, too. A son who is telling me he doesn't want to go back to college. Just because I don't have children, it doesn't mean it's not just as hard for me. She was my mom, too. But the day after the funeral isn't the time to be concerning yourself with material things. I'm not concerned about the things. But why you're so reluctant to tell me about what is written in the will is making me concerned. Concerned about what? I don't know. That there's something that you don't want to tell me? I know you, Beth. You're my twin sister. I know when you're hiding something. In fact, I think you've been hiding something for a long time. You have? Yes. Okay, Sherlock, what am I hiding then? You tell me. I don't need this right now. I'll talk to you when we're both feeling more resilient. Beth, I love you. You're my twin sister. You know you can tell me anything. Speak soon, Susie. Ben?
Hey, Susie. Sorry I didn't pick up. It's been a busy day at the office.
You were present at the reading of the will?
I was. I read the will to your sister and her husband. I'm the family lawyer, after all. I was sad to hear that you couldn't make it.
I was expecting someone to at least call me regarding its contents.
Many apologies, Susie. Sadly, there was nothing.
Nothing?
Well, nothing that pertained to yourself.
My mother left me nothing?
I'm sorry. There was no mention of anything left to a Susie Pomeroy.
You're kidding me.
I'm not a comedian, Susie. I'm a lawyer. I work on behalf of your mother's estate.
I'm aware of your job description, Ben. I'm confused. What was left and to whom?
Your mother's estate and its contents have been left to your sister, Beth, and her son, Jake. It was divided equally between the two of them.
All of it?
All of it.
Why?
I cannot speak on behalf of your mother, Susie, and there's nothing I can do. My hands are tied. It was your mother's wish that her estate was left in the hands of your sister and her son upon her passing. I'm not in the business of guessing, but I know that your sister and her husband have been having financial difficulties of late, have they not?
They have, but I've been helping them out. They're building a new house, for Christ's sake. And they're already in the process of selling one property.
They are?
That's what I've been told, anyway.
Your mother had been left under the assumption that your sister and her husband's assets were in the process of being seized.
Seized?
Yes, seized. By the IRS.
I think you're mistaken. My sister and her husband are selling their property. They're just waiting on buyers.
I have it under good authority that this is not the case. Tim Braun has declared bankruptcy. My colleague is handling his case. He's not selling his family's property, and he's certainly not in the position to build a new one. I need to talk to Beth. I would say it was a matter of urgency that you do, Susie.
Thank you, Ben.
My commiserations on your loss, Susie. Speak soon.
Beth? Susie? You're not picking up your phone. I'm sorry, Susie. I'm just not in the right headspace to talk right now. I spoke with Ben, the lawyer. I know everything. I'm sorry, Susie. You're sorry? I need you to tell me why. Why did you lie to me? I'm your sister. I couldn't tell you. Yes, you could. I didn't want Mom to die. We were handling everything. Tim and I were going to handle everything. I know you didn't want her to die. Why did you lie about the house? You sent me photos of the land, for Christ's sake. What were those anyway? Screen grabs from Google Images? They were. Ben told me Tim has filed for bankruptcy. We were going to pay you back, Susie. We are going to pay you back. I don't care about the money. I care that you thought you couldn't tell me. I'm embarrassed, Susie. I'm thinking of leaving Tim. He has a problem. What kind of problem? A gambling problem. He's gambled everything away. The only thing he hasn't touched is that money you've lent me. I'm scared if he finds out, he'll take it from me and lose it all. I've opened up a new account that he doesn't know about.
How much does he owe?
Over $1 million. And it's not only legal things. He owes money to some shady people, Susie. But your money is safe, I promise. I've been using it to pay for Jake's college tuition. If Jake found out, he has to finish college. It would destroy him if he found out.
What are you going to do?
Tim keeps telling me everything will be fine, that he's in control. He's losing his mind. He wants our mom's estate. He wants me to use it to pay off his debts, but I can't, Susie.
I still can't get my head around it. Mom knew about all of this?
She was the only person who I felt I could confide in, but then she got sick. I was asking her for money, but when she got her diagnosis, I didn't feel like I could burden her anymore. She told me to leave Tim years ago.
It's been happening for years?
Ever since we've been married.
20 years?
All those holidays, birthday and Christmas presents for Jake, school fees, paid by Mom. Any real money Tim earned would be gambled away. He tried rehab. It didn't work.
So she left it all for you and Jake?
To save us. She wanted us to start a new life, without Tim. But I don't feel okay about you being left out of the will.
Me neither. It's broken my heart. I always thought Mom loved me.
She did love you, Susie, but she knew you'd be okay. You were always the apple of her eye, the star child. You could do no wrong in her eyes.
I just wanted her to leave me something. Not money. A note, maybe? A letter to say how much she loved me.
You said it yourself. Our mother was never one to mince words. She didn't have to write it down on a piece of paper. She knew you knew that she loved you.
You need to take her advice, Beth. You need to leave Tim.
I want to, but I love him. Jake loves him.
I don't care about you keeping the money I've lent you. I don't care about Mom's estate. But if you stay with that man, he'll bleed you dry. You'll never recover. All that money Mom gave you will be for nothing. It will tarnish her memory.
I'm not staying with Tim for myself. I'm staying with him for Jake. At least until Jake's finished college. Then I'll tell him everything.
Don't you think he'll notice when he comes home for summer and you're living out of a trailer?
If I leave Tim now, then I don't know what he'll do. I don't dare to think about it.
You just need to think about yourself and your son right now, Beth. Do what is right for Jake. It will only hurt you in the long term staying with Tim.
I know.
Beth,
yes?
I want to help you.
But you've already helped enough, Susie. I refuse to borrow another penny from you. I'm going to get a job and pay for Jake's tuition myself.
I know you don't want to ask, so I'm giving you my help. You don't have to borrow anything from me because I'm giving it to you. It would be what Mom would have wanted. Besides, you're my twin sister. We were born together. We're going to go through this life together. I'm never going to leave you alone to suffer.
How are you going to help me? You don't have millions of dollars to pay off Tim's debts.
I'm not helping Tim. Tim has done enough damage to your family. To this family. I'm going to pay for a lawyer to help you divorce Tim.
But all his debts are in our names.
But you are not responsible for his mistakes. I'm going to help you leave that man and you can use Mom's house to live in with Jake. I'm going to make sure of it, Beth. You're safe now.
I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything at all. Leave it with me.
I love you, Susie.
I love you too, Beth. It's been a tough year since Mom died. It's been even tougher for Beth and Jake. I paid for a lawyer to help Beth divorce Tim. That gambling waste of space tried to fight it, but Beth got her divorce in the end. She's finally rid of him and can start a new life. Beth sold Mom's house and used the money to build a new home, the eco-home she had dreamed of. And to make things better, it was built on the exact plot of land she had shown me in the photographs. As for Tim, he was bailed out by one of his friends, an entrepreneur with more money than sense. Money really does have the power to corrupt. Tim's trying rehab for his addiction. I don't know if it will work, but Beth got a restraining order against him all the same. Jake went back to college and sends me letters on a weekly basis. He's doing so well. I'm so proud of him. I hope my mother can rest easy now knowing her daughters are safe and well. It turns out she did write me a letter after all. I found it in her house. It just read, "Dear Susie, I'm so proud of you. Love, Mom."